Okay, so it's Saturday, 9:33 a.m., 25 or so degrees, and I'm walking down to the corner store to get some Dayquil because I'm sick. And today is a snowpocalypse day. They say it's going to start maybe in 30 minutes or so. We'll see. And I've got two cameras. I've got the A7RII Mark II with the kit lens of 28-70 variable aperture, and I've got the Panasonic G85 also with the kit lens, which is 12-60, so approximately the same focal range, also variable aperture. Both kit lenses, both stabilized lenses, both stabilized bodies. One's full frame, one is Micro Four Thirds. I thought I'd walk down to the store and see what kind of stabilization I would find each had and how they were comparable. The A7RII II is on a tiny tripod, and then the G85 is on my GorillaPod with a ball mount, but they should be approximately the same. I'm gonna hold them waist level and walk down the street for a couple of blocks and see what's what. Yeah, my expectation is that they'd be pretty comparable, but yeah, we'll see. And it's cold, so we'll also see how many funny looks I get walking down the street holding two cameras. I stopped for a second because I couldn't remember if I had grabbed my wallet or not. I did grab my wallet. I'm in my sweatpants right now, walking down the street with two cameras pointed at my face. So I got down to the corner store and walking back, I figure another good thing to do is point it at my face. That's the thing I do a lot, just one arm in front of me. The G85 is on my left hand, so it's probably a little weaker, a little less stable. It's not used to that. But the A7RII II is on a smaller tripod, closer to my hand on my right hand, which is a stronger hand. The one that's more used to doing this. We'll see how this goes. So the G85, its lens is 12-60 Micro Four Thirds, so it's like a 24 to 120 millimeter equivalent, but I have it punched into what I think would be around 28, and the A7RII's lens is on 28 as well. So they should be pretty comparable as far as field of view, and my hands are very cold because the wind is cutting into them. Very interested to see what this will look like, particularly around exposure. I really was testing stabilization as I was walking, but I wonder what the exposure situation is going to look like too. I feel like the G85 lacks, because the sky does have some blue in it, but not in the G85. And of course with the A7RII, I can't see the sky, so now we're home. So I just watched the footage from this test, and I found the results really interesting. I didn't realize that the difference between the two cameras would be so drastic as far as stabilization goes. And I also was surprised at how drastic the difference is between the two cameras just in picture quality. You know, both were set to pretty stock standard picture profiles, no log. I didn't grade that footage. It was just kind of sitting out there in the open. The G85 footage wasn't dealing with light well at all. It was super contrasty, and it was set at like a standard or normal setting. And then the footage coming out of the A7RII II, it wasn't a log or anything, but it would just look dramatically neutral and flat, which is fine because usually I add some grading to footage after the fact, but in this case, I was just surprised when I saw them, you know, next to each other. Yeah, so watching back through the footage, I was surprised at the drastic difference in stabilization between the two. Obviously, the G85 was doing a way better job, and the A7RII II, particularly when I was walking and holding it at my waist, it was just unusable. It was garbage. When pointed at my face, I felt like I noticed the stabilization a little bit less. The A7RII II felt a little better, but I think it was only because it was pointed at my face, and when you're kind of walking with the camera, your face is kind of in step with your arm, so some of those bumps and jitters get taken away, but it was still very rocky. Yeah, I was really surprised at how dramatic it was. I'm not sure exactly the details about that are, but between that and the fact that the G85 has a selfie screen, it seems pretty obvious that I should try to punch this in as far as settings to get the picture to look better. I'm shooting on the G85 right now, and I'm just holding it in my hand. I'm not even using my GorillaPod because I know that it's going to be relatively stable and the footage is going to be fine because the stabilization works so well. Yeah, so today was really slow. I stayed home. It was a snow day. It did snow. Connor mostly played a lot of video games. I cleaned the kitchen and tried to work, but had a hard time. And yeah, I'm just going to call it there with a total confusion about what camera to use, some lingering work that I need to handle, and also I'm tired and still feeling sick. I should take, I guess not Dayquil because it's 9:30. This is so rambly. Editing this is going to take 30 minutes, this little clip. I know that it's about 5 minutes of recording because I have a screen here that I can look at. Why is everything so hard?